Hello, this is Rampage Deluxe with a tutorial on how to convert a Grand Theft Auto 5 add-on mod into a FiveM resource. So one of the first things you will going to need is OpenIV. You can get that from OpenIV.com. You'll just go ahead, download it, install it, select your Grand Theft Auto 5, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do it just for you. You're gonna select English if you're English, Russian if you're Russian. That's all the language options you got. So you're gonna go ahead and install it normally. I already have it, and so I'm not gonna do it again. But it will prompt you once it launches to select your Grand Theft Auto your Grand Theft Auto installation directory. So what you will do is you will take that, you will go in, for example, and you'll go into your Grand Theft Auto. One moment. You'll open the file location and you'll select the GTA5.exe. Once you select that, the box will pop up right here saying continue. You'll click continue until you get to this. You'll choose Windows because you're running Windows. Now, for me, I will be converting this Ford Fusion Titanium from an add-on into a FiveM resource. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Okay, now we have it. Whoops. Okay, so you will have, you're more than likely going to want 7-zip, WinRAR, or any file extraction utility to open up the RAR file, because this is a .rar. That's just a archiving format. Don't worry about it. Don't try changing it to zip if you've never done it before. Just select it. And as you can see, this has an add-on and a replace option. We will be using the add-on because we don't want to replace a vehicle, because we want that vehicle in the game still. So what we will do is we'll drag the type folder over, select Fusion, and we'll bring this DLC RPF. What you will do in OpenIV, you'll go to File, Open Folder, Documents, and then just select folder, and now you'll see it in here. You'll open it up, x64, and there. Many times it will not always have this exact way to go from x64 levels GTA 5 vehicles Fusion T vehicles.rpf. Sometimes it'll be right in the x64 folder, and it'll say like Fusion vehicles.rpf. Either way, select that because you'll still want those vehicles. So once you open it, you'll see all these. Just take them, drag them over. Oh, there we go. It wasn't wanting to take the file over. Then you'll go into dlc.rpf common data. Really, you just need these 3 files. If the game wants to cooperate, you can use these 4. Just drag them in, and you're done. So now we're going to bring in our template resource. I'm going to have to open up the folder again. Okay, for this, we're just going to use my Z01. Just delete the files off of it from the data and the stream. Alright, now, what we're going to do, since we have that, we will go into the original tutorial folder. We'll take all the files except the DLC RPF because it'll try streaming this file, and it might be too large, and it will prevent the model from streaming, causing your game to crash. So drag it in there, and now the car add-on, car variations, DLC text, handling.meta will all go into your data folder. Your textures and your model libraries will go in here. Many times you will see a size for a large plane such as the B-52 Strata Fortress. It'll exceed 50 megabytes worth of size. These are about 7 to 10 megabytes in total. The texture binary is 10 and the model itself is around 7. So we don't have to worry about that. However, if you did run into the issue where the model was over 50 megabytes, I don't know if this has changed yet, so we're just going off for now what my current knowledge is. You will have to go in, and I'll create a tutorial on how to do this later. You'll have to scale down all the textures to make it a lower file size. So now that we have that, we can just go on in, rename the folder, copy it, and throw it in the server. And then give her a start. So we'll just run.cmd plus x server.cft. You don't need to do this. If you can do it by starting your own personal FiveM test server, wonderful. That'll make everything easier for deluxe free play in the end. This is just because I have a horrible system to host on. Ignore that. Now we're going to minimize this, and we're going to launch FiveM. Now you may be wondering, wait, hey, Rampage, you didn't add the resource into the server.config. There's a reason. We don't want it to start with the server and cause an error if something is wrong. So now we're going to go ahead and do start Fusion. As you can see, started, no errors so far. We're going to go to localhost because that's what I'm hosting on. It's on my personal PC. And now we just wait for the game. And if you downloaded a vehicle and you never got the spawn ID to find out what that vehicle is, there's an easy way to do it. Go ahead, go on into the folder, and go to the handling.meta. As you can see, this is just Fusion T for Fusion Titanium. So, let me stop this resource because I also forgot to stop that. So now the lights aren't flickering. So we're going to open vMenu, Vehicle, Vehicle Spawner, Fusion T. And I screwed it up. And that may be an issue we'll face.